What is true power and how can you obtain it? You have to know that everybody wants power over people and events and always tries to get more. No one likes feeling powerless, but wielding power is a double edged sword. You can get burnt. It's vital as an asset, but appearing too power hungry could be fatal to you, or at least to your ambitions and status. You must create a facade of appearing fair and decent, but behind it, you must be cunning and ruthless. You can learn to play the game of power by studying how it was played in the old world, aristocrat courts that surrounded a powerful person. The rules are much the same today. In those days, everyone schemed for power. Underlings served a king or master, but at the same time sought their own personal gain by sucking up. If they got too obvious about it, however, their peers who had the same goal would turn on them. On the surface, everyone had to seem civilized and refined, so winning the king's favor required being subtle, while also watching out for others who scheme against you. The key was to be indirect. Smile while stabbing your opponent in the back. Use charm and deception instead of overt power grabs. You also had to apply tactical thinking, subtle strategy, and vigilance, always planning several moves ahead. The game of power is the same today. You must appear fair and civilized without applying those principles literally. If you were to behave in a truly fair and democratic way, you'd be crushed. You'd be crushed by others who understand the reality of wielding power. Respect, but do whatever it is necessary to deceive and outmaneuver anyone else who comes against you. As Nicola Machiavelli said, any man who tries to be good all the time is bound to come to a ruin amongst the great number of people who are not good. Those most successful at playing the game manipulate others to do their bidding without others recognizing it. And since they don't recognize it, they don't resent or resist it. Get other people to play on your team. Some people find the notion of consciously playing power games, even indirectly, off-putting. They see it as evil or immoral, a vestige of the past. But whatever you intentionally participate in or not, whether you intentionally participate or not, you're still a part of the game. So, what is true power and how do you obtain it? True power isn't about controlling others at all, but the degree to which you control yourself, the course of your own life and your own actions, your direction. And commitment to anything always limits this. In fact, those claiming to be the anti-power are often most high-skilled players. You can easily spot them by the strategies they use to disguise their manipulations, including presenting their supposed weakness and lack of power as a moral virtue. If you were truly powerless, however, you wouldn't publicize the fact. Making a show of weakness is in fact a power strategy. Number 2, advocating equality in everything. To tote your moral superiority, you claim everyone should be treated the same way, but in reality, you must treat people very differently because people are not the same, and some people do things better than others. Ignoring differences would mean boosting the less skillful and suppressing those who excel, which no one really does. In fact, you're probably using another power play, manipulating people by unequally choosing who you reward. Exposing honesty and straightforwardness is number 3. Making a show of honesty is often a power strategy for deceiving others. They can be lulled into complacency by a gesture of seeming honest and then fooled in a big way. Besides, However virtuous it might make you feel, being honest as a matter of policy is usually counterproductive. Honesty often stings and offends others, some of who will retaliate. And anyway, nobody believes that anyone is completely honest or completely objective, acting without any hidden motives, which is correct. Number 4 on the list, acting naive to counter accusations that you're after power is of strategies of non-players who claim they don't play. Acting naive to counter accusations that you're after power. Appearing naive can be a means of deceit. Those who make a big deal about their innocence are the least innocent. Even genuine naivete is deceptive. Children may be naive, but use it to control those around them. And innocent people still engage in powerful games, although badly. Supposed non-players flaunt their morality and sense of justice. But since all people want power and are always trying to get it, they're just throwing up these virtues as a smokescreen to distract others from their own power plays. Virtue signalers are skilled power players, sometimes unconsciously skilled, who particularly resent being called out on their tactics. So what do? Become a master. Become an expert player. There's no point in trying to opt out of the power game. You'll only end up with less power. You'll be miserable. And rather than resisting the inevitable or feeling guilty, it's better to be a master player of the power game. The better you are at dealing with power, the better a person you become. You'll give others pleasure and make them feel better about themselves. In addition, they'll want to be around you. We like to bask in the glow of powerful people and will come to depend on your abilities. By mastering the 48 laws, you'll spare others the pain of playing the game badly or taking control of them. In order to apply the laws of power successfully, you must view the world in a very different way. From a red pill lens, you'll need to learn some overarching skills and mindsets that won't come naturally. In the next video, we'll be discussing the 7 principles to become an expert player and master the game.